3, 2, 1.
This podcast contains content that may be disturbing for some listeners and is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
We're back!
Ayo!
Yay. I have a story for you today. It's been out there for a bit, but it was actually brought to me by some of my friends from upstate New York that have very close ties to this case. But because of their relationship to the case, they have asked to not be identified.
Okay.
So the death of Mary Yoder has been the subject of many a podcast, a Dateline episode, and most recently the Hulu documentary, Little Miss Innocent.
Like me. Not so innocent.
You might not want to be Little Miss Innocent in this case. On July 22nd, 2015, beloved Whitesboro, New York chiropractor Mary Yoder succumbed to a mysterious 2-day illness. On July 20th, Mary was following her normal routine of seeing patients at her busy clinic. Her office manager, Kaitlyn Conley, reported that Mary started declining during the afternoon, making frequent trips to the bathroom and leaving abruptly after her last patient. On the way home, she made a call to her husband, Bill, letting him know that she was on her way home and she was very ill. By the next morning, she was admitted to the ICU, and 2 days later, she died. The death was mysterious until the autopsy, where it became abundantly clear that Mary had been poisoned.
Ooh.
Kaitlyn Conley, the office worker, and Mary and Bill's son, Adam Yoder, had been in a tumultuous relationship for the previous 4 years. So Kaitlyn Conley and Mary's son, Adam Yoder, had been in a tumultuous off-again, on-again relationship since 2011.
And this happened in 2015?
Yes.
Okay.
At the time of Mary's death, they had been broken up for about 10 months.
Adequate.
So in July of 2014, so a year before this happened, Kaitlyn went to the police department and accused Adam of rape.
Ooh, that's a very serious accusation.
Absolutely. So she got him on the phone in the police department, and they did a controlled call, and she was trying to get Adam to admit that he raped her. She had pictures, she had all the things, like, she was like, he did this, blah, blah, blah. And so they were like, okay, well, we got to get him to say that he did it. So she called him on the phone, they were recording it, and he did not admit it. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. Basically, I got drunk and blacked out. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Yeah. So he later said that he remembered waking up with her in the morning and that they did have sex in the morning, but he doesn't remember raping her. Okay. So after that ordeal and not being able to get him to admit to rape, she left the police department and dropped the charges.
Because she didn't get what she wanted.
That
should have been a telltale right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's more to come on that front in a little bit. So when Mary died, they had been broken up, but Adam looked to Kaitlyn for comfort because obviously his whole family is really distraught. He doesn't have anybody to lean on. So he called her, and she came to the office because she was close to the family. She worked in their office, and they all took comfort in her presence there.
Funny.
Yeah.
Ironic, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awful.
It's pretty awful. I mean, I'm sure her family doesn't feel too good about that now. So in the days following her death, her family was distraught and had no idea what happened to her, but they could not even imagine what was about to happen.
On a quick note, how old was she when she died?
She was 60.
Okay, so pretty young, honestly.
Yeah, she was actually very young looking, vivacious, fit. Like, she was a go-getter. Like, she didn't look 60. Like, she was a very active person. So upon hearing the medical examiner's report, the family was shocked, wondering who could have done such a horrible thing to a lovely person as Mary. So the police went to work questioning everyone involved. It took months and months of compiling evidence until they felt they had enough to make an indictment. The medical examiner in Onondaga County and the Oneida County Sheriff's Department received anonymous letters stating that if they found colchicine, how do you say that? Colchicine?
The drug?
Colchicine, yes.
Oh,
colchicine.
yeah.
That if they found colchicine in Mary's tax report, that Adam did it, and they could find the bottle in his vehicle. The police felt that this was very suspicious, but they did follow up, and they did find a bottle of colchicine under Adam's seat within his name, just as the letter stated. But he denied ever seeing the bottle, and he had no idea where it came from. So apparently they had asked if they could search his vehicle, and he drove it to the police department and let them search.
Yeah, because at this point, he's like, I got nothing to hide.
Right. That's pretty much why the police are like, why would he allow us to do it if he knew it was in there? His car was really messy anyway, like a lot of papers and garbage, and someone, just tossed it in under the seat. And
yeah, you'd never know.
Right. Colchicine, it is actually...
I like how she laughs.
So colchicine is a legitimate prescription drug that's actually used to treat gout. Obviously in the right milligrams or whatever. But it's also a poison. If it's given, it can be lethal if given in high doses.
What is gout?
It's like your uric acid buildup in your system, and it causes your joints, like your feet joints, to swell up, and it's very, very painful.
Oh, very painful.
It crystallizes in your joints, and you can't like bend your toes and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty painful. Back to the story.
Sorry.
You're good. So according to the police, there had never been any motive revealed for Adam to kill his mother. Like, nothing ever came up that would give reason for Adam to even think about killing his mother.
I don't feel like it's very normal to want to kill your mother.
No. I'm glad you never felt that way.
Nope.
Me neither. So further investigation revealed that it was ordered online with the email address mradamyoder@gmail.com.
Who gives themselves that email?
Right, I know. Who calls herself Mr. Adam Yoder?
Yoder. It just said Yoder. Like Yoder?
Like Yoder, like...
.com. At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Where did we go where there's like a bunch of Yoders?
Amish communities?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yep.
Yeah, it was Shipshawana.
Yeah.
There's Yoders everywhere.
Oh, those type of... Yeah, I was thinking yodelers.
Yodelers, that's what
Not yoders.
Not yoders. Yodelers. They're the ones to go out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused.
We were not on the same page. We did go to Yoder country.
Story of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yoders.
Sorry, Yoder family. Yoder families around the world. We
My
apologize.
apologies.
No disrespect to the Amish. They make good peanut butter pie.
Yeah, they do.
Further investigation revealed that it was ordered online with the email address mradamyoder@gmail.com. Now, keep in mind that you have to be licensed to buy this drug. It is a legit drug used to treat gout, and the card used to pay for the drug was the office credit card. So it was in his parents' office name.
Ooh. So it really could have gone either way. Like, yes, the son did buy it, or it could have been someone else that worked at the office.
Right. So the payment failed to go through, or there was something wrong with the order, or they didn't send the licensing information. There was something wrong with the order. So the company called the office, and the lady talked to a very soft-spoken receptionist who knew exactly what they were talking about and all the necessary details that were needed to process the order.
Little Miss Innocent.
It's not so innocent.
But Kaitlyn Conley denies knowing about it or talking to anyone regarding this matter. She is adamant that the phone records were never pulled, so there is no corroborating evidence for this call. She said it would have been easy for them to pull records and show that this call happened, but they were never pulled as evidence. The package the colchicine was in was tested for DNA evidence, and the only evidence that came back from it belonged to, guess who?
The receptionist.
Yes.
Can't lie about the DNA.
Yep. So Kaitlyn originally said that Mary had consumed a shake from a mix that she shook up in the office when she returned from her lunchtime. She later recanted that statement, saying she never saw Mary eat anything in the office that day.
You
Red
can't
flag.
recant shit.
What?
You can't recant shit.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just saying, once you say something and then you go back on it, it just makes you look like a dumbass.
Yeah.
It makes you look guilty.
There was like several incidents of that throughout her storyline where she said something and then said, no, I don't remember that.
And her personality, like, changes quick.
So, let's see. After questioning by the police, Kaitlyn finally did admit that she wrote those letters that were sent to the Emmy's office and the sheriff's department. So the police felt that they had enough evidence to convict Kaitlyn, and she was indicted on second-degree murder. Now, second-degree murder is intent to murder without premeditation.
So that means just like getting angry and being like, yep, I'm going to murder this person.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she bought the drug.
Allegedly. Allegedly, she bought the drug. According to the police, that's what they think. So they indict her on second-degree murder, and she goes to trial. So her trial began in May of 2017. Her defense was adamant that Adam killed his mother, and his father, Mary's husband, Bill, was also involved because within 2 months of Mary's death, he has a brand new girlfriend.
Ooh.
And guess who it is?
Wait,
I
don't
know.
tell me it's the receptionist.
I know.
It's her sister.
No.
Yep.
Scumbag.
Dude.
It's just weird, right?
That, I don't know. The whole situation, like maybe if your wife just passed away from natural causes, it'd be different. But your wife was legit murdered. That's huge. And
Yeah.
you're not even taking the time to properly grieve in my book. You're just like, yep.
Apparently they
go for
were
the sister.
grieving together.
Oof. Yikes.
Sus.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So that was a point of like something they wanted to use as reasonable doubt, like leverage it for reasonable doubt. Like, okay, Bill has a new girlfriend. He could have wanted her out of the way.
Yeah. Doesn't look good on their part.
No, it doesn't. But the police did investigate, and they were able to determine that Bill had not had any phone contact with her prior to that time, and that he didn't even know how to get to her house.
The sisters?
Yeah, like he didn't know how to get to her house. He had to ask for directions. So that came off of his phone. So he was freely like giving his phone to the investigators and saying, check it out, blah, blah, blah.
So they really did bond over just their griefs.
Apparently.
That's weird.
It's weird. It's very weird.
It is still.
But who knows? I'm not in that situation, so I can't judge.
Dude, I'd come back to haunt AJ from the grave.
I would never do that.
No,
Just
I know
so
you wouldn't.
know.
I know you wouldn't. But I'm like, I tell him all the time, like, you know what? If something ever happens to me, just feel free to meet someone else. Like, we're still young.
Like
No.
10 years from now.
But if I hear someone be like, Heather was such a sweet person, like, I can come for you. Let's go out to dinner sometime. Bitch, I will get out of that whole, what's it called, the casket, and rise from the dead. That is too quick. Too quick.
I'd slap a bitch for you.
You're the real MVP. I know he wouldn't do that to me, though, so I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, if he did, he'd be joining you, so it's okay.
Watch out, AJ.
So her first trial ended with a hung jury.
Which means
That two people on the jury could not agree to convict. So they had to just have a mistrial.
That baffles me because it only takes one person. Does it take one person or two?
I think it's one. Like if most of the time the jury can like convince the other people like it the way that it is, by having conversations. They deliberated for a long time, and the two people were not able to move on the situation.
That baffles me.
But the one person that was not able to budge was a man that actually rented from Kaitlyn Conley's father. So
how did that not
I
get
know.
brought up?
That's what I said. I said, oh my gosh, conflict of interest much?
Yeah, because they question you pretty hard.
They do. And apparently, I don't know, like, it's hung now, so it doesn't matter. But that's like something that should have been revealed. Like, hey, I know them personally, or I rented from them. And maybe it was. Maybe they, because in the case, you know, when I sat on the jury, they ask you, like, to be honest, and you're honest, and they say, but can you be unbiased in the situation? And if you say you can, they assume that you're going to be.
Yeah.
And the guy that, if you watch the Hulu documentary, he said, I would convict my own daughter if I knew she was guilty. That's what he said.
I remember that.
Oh, shoot.
So he was one that voted to not convict. So anyways, it still seems sus to me, like,
Yeah.
a little weird, right? So the sheriff's department and the prosecutor's office were dead set that she was guilty, and they went back to work reviewing evidence, and they hit the mother lode the second time around. So they were searching Adam Yoder's computer, and Adam and Kaitlyn shared an Apple account, and her phone had been backed up on the Apple account.
Oh my gosh.
And they were able to access all of the information from her phone.
Through the cloud.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it
That
just
had
clicked.
been deleted. So they found 6,000 deleted photos. Some of those photos were the photos that she tried to use to say that Adam raped her. But if you know anything about digital images, there's metadata embedded in them, especially if you take them with a cell phone, date, time stamped, all that stuff that they can pull, and sometimes location. So turns out these photos were several years old, and that they were actually from an incident that she had with a horse, where she fell off a horse or something. So, yeah.
Ooh, that's low.
Yeah. So, not only that, they found the Gmail account, mradamyoder@gmail.com, had been created by her at some point, and that they were trying to find the password. So she had a password hint,
Yeah.
and her password hint was A is gay. So
Oh,
the cyber
Dang.
investigator was like, I wonder if that stands for Adam is gay. So he typed it in, and sure enough, that was the password to that account. Now, who makes their own email account and says they're gay, right?
Yeah.
Adam is gay. Like, that just seems.
Not what I'm doing.
So, anyways, they were able to find a lot of information through that chain
Wow.
that allowed them to go back for the second trial. So, hung jury was in May of 2017. Second trial was October, November 2017. She said she never uses gay as a slur. She has never, ever used gay as a slur, so she would never make that
I highly doubt
his
that.
password.
I highly doubt that.
And that, of course, he would make that his password because he used to live with a bunch of guys.
What? Just because you live with a bunch of guys doesn't mean you're gay.
I know, right? Like, there's lots of guys that live together when they're young.
Yeah.
Same for girls. Doesn't mean you're gay.
Yeah.
And even if you are gay, who cares? But
Yeah.
but she's like, I would never ever use that as a slur,
Just sounds like she's trying to cover her own ass.
right? So
Crazy.
second trial happens, and they're trying to convict her of second-degree murder again. The jury is deliberating, and again, they're coming to the conclusion where they don't feel like they can convict her of second-degree murder. There's a couple people that are just not there. So the judge added the option to do manslaughter instead of second-degree murder. So
And-
manslaughter would be like accidental death.
Okay. Okay.
So if she poisoned her with the intention of making her ill, accidentally killed her, that would be manslaughter. I think that was more plausible in the minds of the jurors, that they didn't believe she would actually do it to kill her, like with the intent to murder.
Yeah.
The intent to make her sick was the point.
Okay. I don't agree with it, but I can see it.
Yeah. So she was convicted on manslaughter, sentenced to 23 years in prison. That was November 6th, 2017, and she was 24 years old. The story doesn't end there, though. So Kaitlyn has been appealing the conviction since the very beginning. There's ongoing campaigns, freekaitlynconley.com, a website that her family built to try to show her side of the story, why things make sense in the mind of them and all that.
So I'm assuming her family thinks that she's still innocent.
Yes, absolutely.
Anybody who watches that Hulu documentary, well, no, she did it.
Yeah. Like, she shows no remorse. She never seems remorseful at all. She laughs at really inappropriate questions. Like, they flat out asked her, "Did you kill Mary Yoder?" And she started laughing.
Psycho.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Instead of saying, "Of course I didn't kill her." Like, coming out like, "No way did I kill her." She laughs about it in a hysterical way that makes you go, "What the hell is wrong with her?"
She's just
Cringe.
like, just looking at her, you can just, I don't know. It's just not, she's not right. She's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. She does have she is very pretty. And she tries to carry this aura about that she is little goody two shoes type, attitude.
The Hulu name is very fitting.
It is. Little Miss Innocent. Yep, for sure. So her immediate family is convinced she could have never committed this crime. So she literally is Little Miss Innocent. During the Hulu documentary, she made a statement that she can't grieve for Mary because she has more important things to deal with right now. Like, she's dealing with all this, so she can't even grieve the loss of her friend. She considered Mary her friend.
What a shit
Oh, my
person.
face right now.
She is very callous towards the Yoder family, almost resentful, that they would even think that she could do this. And she even made the statement, the very last statement that she made in the documentary was that the Yoder family doesn't need closure. They need help.
She did not.
It was chilling. I was like,
Dude.
you just said that on camera.
Yeah, that's awful, man.
So I know that when they make movies, podcasts, or anything, they're swaying it to their bias. That's just the way it is, right? Knowing what I know about the case from the people that I know was there in the courtroom and knows all of the things and is convinced that she is guilty.
To me, right there, it's giving me all I need to know.
Yeah, there's several red flags.
Oh, yeah.
And how the jury didn't see it the first time.
Well, yeah. I can admit, like, I haven't been on a jury, but I've been, like, I've actually had jury duty, but I can only imagine how hard it is to actually convict somebody because, like, it's a big responsibility. I mean, you're possibly sentencing someone to death or to spend the rest of their life in prison or so many years, so it's definitely not something to be taken lightly. But if all the flags or whatever point to that person that they did it, how can you deny that?
Right. And that's the thing about this. It's a small community. The jury pool is probably not very large. And the Conley family is well known in the area. I think they have a lot of rental properties. They know a lot of people. They're involved in the church. Like, they know a lot of people. So I think finding jurors that don't know them personally or know of them in a way from, connected to someone else or whatever, is difficult.
Yeah.
And also, when you sit on a jury, you're only supposed to take the evidence that's provided to you to make your decision because some things just aren't admissible in court. And that's the way the law is. When you know of people, you're going to have a certain amount of bias with you, right? And I think that probably carried through in some of it.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. The only way you get around that is moving it. That's why they move certain cases to other counties where people don't know about it. But this was a very highly media case. Like, it was national news. It was all over the news. Everybody knew about it. Still, it's a contentious subject in the community that they live in. Like, it's like 50-50 people innocent, guilty.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So a lot of people just don't even talk about it because people argue about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because you don't want to believe that someone like her could do something like that. But you never truly know what somebody can do when they feel desperate.
Yeah.
And if she was desperate to get Adam back in her life, and she thought by making his mother ill that he could take comfort in her and they could get back together. I mean, that can be motive for some people.
Or revenge too.
Or
I mean,
revenge.
if you're so angry at someone for you thinking them that they did something wrong to you, people take it pretty far.
Yeah. But the story's not over yet. So,
Dun dun dun.
dun dun dun. Kaitlyn was released from prison on February 4th, 2025.
Wait, she just got out?
She got out of prison.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And you want to know why?
Are you serious
Yeah,
right now?
no, I am dead serious. Listen to this.
This is crazy.
Not because of any revelation of innocence or DNA evidence or anything of the type, but because of a technicality. While a warrant was obtained for her cell phone, the warrant did not include the digital property on her phone.
But wait. Didn't you say that they got it through the cloud though,
Yes.
that they shared?
They did, but that's still her property, and they didn't get a warrant. They didn't get a warrant for it.
Even if it was shared.
It was on his computer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoa.
Yep. So that,
She got some luck.
Wow.
yeah, they worked really hard to dig that out, I'm sure. So it was basically said that she wasn't properly represented in her last trial because her attorney should have found that and used that to help her. And they didn't. So they released her. It doesn't mean that she's innocent. It means that they did not properly obtain the warrants for the evidence that they used to convict her. And therefore, it is not admissible in court. And her conviction has been overturned. So that means the Sheriff's Department prosecutor's office can choose to indict her again. But if they do so, it won't be anytime soon because they've got to find something new to use.
That's so crazy.
Mind blown.
Yep.
I mean, I understand why it happened, but if it clearly shows that she did it,
When I found out, I found out because my friend that lives there texted me, read this story. And I've been sitting on the story a while because they told me a long time ago that I needed to look at the story. And I was like, okay, and I didn't do it. And then my friend sent me that, and I was like, I got to do this story now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just got out of prison, man.
Yep.
I hope she went to McDonald's and got herself a Big Mac after all those years in prison. I don't agree with what she did, but I think after all those years in prison, I'd just be like, take me to McDonald's and let me get a Big Mac and a Coke.
You
Can't
know,
get a Coke.
I hope that if she did it, she's really repents and is remorseful about that. And I hope that she takes accountability for what happened.
Now that she has the time, quote unquote.
I doubt.
I'm hearing from the people that I know that that's not how she functions. She will totally say she's innocent. She will never take responsibility for anything.
One, if you're that desperate to get somebody back that doesn't want you in your life, you got issues.
Yeah.
And you have to do it by killing his mother.
Mhm.
You're nuts.
Yeah.
You're
Even-
freaking nuts.
Even if it was an accident, it's still
You
like
still did
messed
it.
up. Well, it's still messed up to make her sick
Yeah.
so that he would come back. Like,
Yeah.
like girl, just
Because
move
you
on.
have to make her pretty sick to.
And
yeah.
who to say it would
Never
even had
action.
worked?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
obviously It didn't, but
If she did it with the intent of making her sick, she obviously gave her too much, so she didn't know.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing was, she actually, some of the stuff that they found on her, on that cell phone records, was that she was researching colchicine way back in December of 2014 on her phone.
premeditated.
And
And this happened in 2015, you said
yeah,
again?
so it was like in July of 2015, so 7 months later.
Whoa.
And she was checking to see by body weight and size, like how much it would take to kill somebody. And she used Mary Yoder's body weight.
Premeditated.
I don't think I can gasp enough.
I know.
Holy
To me,
crap.
the whole time I'm
That
reading the
is so
story, I'm like, that's freaking first degree murder.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Can they, okay, since they didn't get her on that, can they go back and charge her on that then?
I don't know.
Because
I
they
don't-
did manslaughter.
But it's already been brought up in court. Can they reuse that?
I think they can reuse the evidence that they obtained legally.
Okay. Okay. Wow, dude, that's
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
She's fucking crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Like,
How much Dateline did she watch?
Obviously not enough
Not
because
enough.
she didn't get away with
Cool.
it.
So here's the funny thing. Dateline did an episode on her before her first trial,
Ooh.
and it shed an innocent light on her. Like, they were trying to make it seem like there was too much going on, that she couldn't possibly be guilty. So I tried to find that Dateline episode. So it's season 26, episode 10, and it's gone. Like, it is not out there to be watched. So they obviously said, no, she's been found guilty. And probably after more evidence came out, they were like, we got to pull that episode because it makes us look bad.
Wow.
Dateline no more.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. I can't believe. Yeah. How do you not put that as premeditated? If she used Mary's body weight and was looking up how to basically kill someone on that body weight, that's crazy.
But I guess somebody else must have used her phone because she's innocent.
Wow.
But people are still out there supporting her. Like, she has a lot of supporters that think she's innocent. Probably people that know her from growing up or whatever. But people change, man. And
Yeah.
people, you never truly know anybody.
No, you don't. I mean, just because they look like they're sweet and innocent doesn't mean that they are.
Yeah.
Why'd you look at
Did
me?
you look at Taylor?
I was just looking back and forth with
No,
all
that's
of you.
Heather. She looks all sweet and innocent, and she's fucking crazy.
I'm not crazy.
You're a little crazy.
People say that about me too.
It's
I'm
in the
not.
genes.
I'm not crazy.
Is your what? I'm not crazy.
That's what she said too.
what?
What? What's her name?
Kaitlyn.
Yeah, that's what Kaitlyn said too.
Oh yeah. I was like, how does that make sense?
I didn't remember her name, and then I said I can't say that's what she said because that won't make sense.
So if you want more information on the case, definitely watch the Hulu episode Little Miss Innocent. I think it's three episodes, pretty fast. And check out freekaitlynconley.com. And there's plenty of articles out there on the internet to check out.
If you think she's innocent, don't even talk to me.
Oh my gosh. No, but I'd like to understand, what people think of the reasoning. Like, what's people's reasoning behind thinking that she's innocent?
I think it's a bias. Like, they either don't know fully all the evidence that's out there against her, or they just believe her because they know her and they think she's sweet and kind.
Okay, so
She's like a Jekyll and Hyde. She probably is sweet and kind at some points.
yeah,
But
Multiple
flip that switch.
personalities.
Dude.
it's very possible.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, do you think if I were accused of doing something like this, would you believe it? Do you think that I would do it?
If all the evidence pointed towards you, then I'd sadly have to say yeah, but you're my sister. I don't want to think about that.
No, but it'll help you bury the body.
Yeah, if you do something, you better tell me, and we'll just help you. So if one of us goes to prison, then we all go to prison.
What's that song? If one of us goes down, we're all going together or something.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
Kelsey Ballerini. What's that song?
If you go down, I'm going down too.
Yep, that's us.
Yep. Disclaimer: I would never ever hurt somebody else on purpose, but
ever hurt anybody. We're good people.
But
Us
we still help each other, so
over
watch
here
out.
at Unusual Curiosity.
And we all listen to crime things, so yeah, don't mess with us.
yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Contact us at unusualcuriosity4u@gmail.com. That's unusualcuriosity 4u@gmail.com. See ya.
Beautiful.